Hi everyone, and welcome to Gwyn Collects. So I know it's been a while since I made my last video. Sorry for disappearing like that. I have been pretty busy with school. Exam season is starting and I had to get a lot of final projects done. I'm in my last year, so it's a lot of year-end projects and work. But with the holiday season, I will hopefully be having a lot more videos coming your way very soon. I wanted to say a quick thank you to everyone that's subscribed. In the meantime, while I was busy with school, thank you so much for subscribing. I'm very excited to see where this channel goes. So I guess without further ado, I'll hop into today's topic. So today I'm going to be talking about my grail figures. I'm always interested in what people's grail figures are. I think it's kind of fun to talk to people and learn more about what they want their collections to look like. So I thought maybe someone would be interested in mine. In addition, I have a little bonus, not really haul because it's one figure, but a little bonus figure. So I picked up my first grail recently from Solaris Japan, so I thought I would talk a little bit about that figure and my experience purchasing from Solaris. So without further ado, let's talk about my grails. So the first grail I want to talk about is the Chitanda figure from Alter. So I am a fan of Hyouka. I think it's a very cool slice of life anime. I wish it got more seasons than just the one that it had, but I really enjoyed that anime. And obviously anything by Kyoto Animation just looks perfect. So I really appreciated the characters and the character design and everything in Hyouka. Sadly, upon looking at the figures that existed for that series, there aren't very many and they were all made a long time ago. So it's definitely going to be a challenge to find Chitanda. I'm pretty sure she's probably the rarest figure I have on this list. There's a few other Chitanda figures out there that I've seen kind of circulating on AmiAmi and stuff, but I really, really want that Alter figure. I think that her pose is so sweet. I love her apron, and I love the little onigiri that she's holding. So I think that is the first figure that I really would like. That's my top grail, but I think that will be probably the last figure I get if the after sale market is any indication. So my next grails are they're three figures, but they go as a set. They are the Eren, Mikasa, and Levi ARTFX-J figures by Kotobukiya. These figures look amazing. I have the Levi Fortitude version. If you've seen my first video, my first haul, I have the Levi Fortitude version from Kotobukiya, and I'm obsessed. I love that figure. But I think that set of Eren, Levi, and Mikasa, they're using their 3D maneuver gear, and they're kind of going through the forest, and you can see the blades stuck into the trees and stuff. I just think those figures are super in motion, and I really, really want those. I've seen them around. I don't think they're impossible to get, but usually not for a great price, especially Mikasa, sadly. But one day I will add those three to my collection, for sure. So the next figure, or figures, that I have on my list is the Bokuto Nendoroid. So Bokuto is my favorite Haikyuu character, as I mentioned in my AmiAmi haul. And I really, really want a Bokuto figure. Sadly, no Haikyuu scales, and I'm thinking even if Haikyuu did get some scale figures in the next few years, they probably won't be of Bokuto, which is a tragedy, but oh well. I really don't care which Bokuto Nendoroid I get. I love the school uniform one, and I love his volleyball one. I kind of just want a Bokuto Nendoroid. I think if I got Bokuto, I would also need Akashi, who is another favorite of mine, but for now I would just be happy with the Bokuto Nendo. With the recent re-release of Oikawa and Kuro, I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that we'll get Bokuto next. We'll see, but please, I just need Bokuto. So my next grail is from Evangelion, and it is the Misato Katsuragi figure from Union Creative. So I think upon seeing a photo of the figure, you can see why I like it. Misato looks great. I think we can all agree. But I also feel like it's just kind of a badass pose for a badass character. I know it's pretty sexualized, but I think she still looks very cool. I like her gun. It's pretty edgy. And holding her high heel. I also think the body sculpt is fantastic. She looks so good, and the shading and everything just is so nice. I like her hair as well. Her hair sculpt looks fantastic. Same with her jacket. All in all, it looks like an amazing figure, and I definitely need it in my collection. So the last figure before I show you my grail that I just picked up is the Holo 10th anniversary version by Revolve. So I know I talked about her in my first video, but some great news happened since that video. They actually decided to re-release the 10th anniversary Holo, so obviously I instantly pre-ordered her as soon as I saw her, and I am so excited to get that figure. I think it is the nicest Holo, although I think Haikyuu just announced a prototype of a nice looking Holo as well. But for the time being, of painted figures that are being released soon, the Revolve Holo is the best one by far. So I'm very excited to add that one to my collection. Alright, so now it is the promised moment. I will be showing you the grail I picked up recently from Solaris Japan. Alright, so here she is, wonderful Miss Akari Kawamoto from March Comes In Like a Lion. This is a 1/7 scale figure from Good Smile Company. And she is my probably #1 grail figure. So Chitanda is now kind of at the #1 that I want to get, but this is my #1 grail. So March Comes In Like a Lion is one of my favorite animes. And this figure was actually a figure that I saw before I even thought about getting into collecting. But I saw it in pictures and I saw a YouTube video on it actually. And I thought, wow, like that's such a beautiful figure. I love how she looks and I love Akari. And then once I finally bit the bullet and purchased these two Fire Force characters and really got into figure collecting, I realized that, you know what, I kind of need this Akari figure. The problem with that is she came out last year. If only I had gotten into the collecting game a little bit sooner, I could have picked her up for retail price. But I was on the hunt for her, checking Ami Ami, looking online, trying to find anywhere that I could purchase this figure for a reasonable price. And after about 3 months of stalking the Ami Ami and Mandarake pre-owned sections, I realized that she wasn't showing up. I feel like she isn't a super popular figure or a super popular character, so a lot of people probably didn't purchase her, which is a real shame because she's beautiful. But I saw her finally on Solaris Japan, and I thought she was a bit overpriced on there. I ended up paying about 17,000 yen for this figure, which is quite a bit higher than her retail price. But I kept seeing her price going up, and it made me really nervous, and I was like, no, you know what? I need this figure in my life. I see her. She's at a price that I'm semi-willing to pay, so I just bit the bullet and bought this beauty. So my experience with Solaris Japan was great. I think their feature of being able to toggle the amount that you put on your duties form is pretty cool. I haven't seen that anywhere else. I'm sure if you're European or Canadian like myself, you've been hit with duties a few times that make your heart just sink, because if you get hit with duties, sometimes it can be a lot. I got hit with duties on my Holo figure, the Plentiful Apple one from my first video, and I think I had to pay $40 in duties for that figure after I paid for shipping. And yeah, so with the slider on Solaris Japan, I think that's a cool feature that can help you kind of lie, but to reduce any kind of like customs fees or anything that you see. Additionally, The shipping process was pretty straightforward. I used expedited shipping. I ordered her back when EMS was available to Canada, so the express shipping was EMS. So I got her in a fairly timely manner, about a week and a half. It's been a bit delayed recently, and now, I'm sorry fellow Canadians if you didn't know, we no longer have access to EMS because of COVID. It's very sad. Now we have to either resort to DHL and pay the duties, or just wait. It sucks, but that's okay. We'll get through this together. But I picked her up. Shipping was not terrible. I like that Solaris tells you the shipping cost before you place your order. Whereas with Ami Ami and Mandarake, you have to wait until you place your order to get the shipping quote. And I don't like waiting for that because sometimes the shipping quote makes my heart hurt a little bit when I see that the shipping quote is like half the cost of a figure I'm gonna buy. But regardless, I had a good experience ordering from Solaris Japan. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it unless you look all over and you can't find a better price, because it seems to me that a lot of their figures are horrifically overpriced. Like, just so high. And it just pains me to pay more than like $200 above what it retailed for these figures. So I would stay away from Solaris Japan if you're looking for a good deal, but if you really need that figure, they usually have them. So there's always that. On to why I love this figure. So I really like Akari's sweater on this figure. I feel like it's the kind of crown jewel of this figure. If you couldn't tell, I tried to match. This was the only yellow cable knit sweater that I have, so I tried to match her. I don't know, it's kind of cute. But her sweater looks absolutely gorgeous. The texture on it makes it look like a real sweater, and I love her little collared shirt underneath. Her skirt is so pretty as well, and actually you can take it off. So do with that information as you will. It was kind of a pain to get off though, and it was very stressful, and a little bit of the paint like rubbed. So I wouldn't recommend like taking the skirt on and off repeatedly, but when you get this figure, you have to take the skirt off to get the plastic out. So there's that. I love the clashing patterns from her bag to her skirt. The little apples and then her flowers on her skirt I think are so sweet. I also like her shoes and the kind of subway tile that she's standing on. It's very Japan. I saw this tile a lot, especially in places like Daiba. I can put a little picture from my most recent trip in 2019 to Japan right here. But yeah, so this tile is pretty common in Japan. And I like that it gives her kind of a Japanese vibe, because the show is very, to me it feels very Japanese. A lot of the food they cook and their like environment and their house and everything are very traditionally Japanese, and I really enjoy that about March Comes In Like a Lion, so I liked that they used a more kind of Japanese look for this figure. I also think her face is absolutely darling. I don't know if you can see it. I'll put some close-ups in, obviously. But her face is so darling, and her hair is so cute. I love her little pink barrette. I die. And her eyes and everything are just so sweet and true to the anime. So I could not be more happy with this figure. I know she isn't some crazy grail that's like super rare or super interesting, but I love this figure so much, and I'm so glad I have her in my collection. So yeah. Alright, so that is everything I have for you all today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Keep an eye out for the coming weeks because I have ordered a few figures and a few have come in the mail. So I'm just waiting on 2 more things to come before I make my next haul, but I will be coming at you with a new figure haul very soon, and I'm super excited to show you all what I have added to my collection recently. So thanks to everyone who has subscribed. If you're interested in subscribing, feel free to. If you liked this video, please comment, let me know how you're doing, let me know what your grail figures are. I'm super interested to find out what everyone else's are. And yeah, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time.